Hi everyone. So today we're going to be on day 3 of our Austin's Butterfly Observational Drawing Unit. So far on day 1, we practiced a few drawings on your own, looking at photographs of butterflies and drawing them into your sketchbook. Last class, day 2, we practiced 1 or 2 drafts with peer feedback. That means you were with a partner and you were drawing a butterfly and then meeting back with your partner and talking about how you can make it more like your photograph. So we were giving kind and specific feedback to our partner, and we were focusing on the shape of the butterfly. So last class, I drew this butterfly here. I practiced it. This was my first draft. It was the bee butterfly. I drew this. I got some feedback. I needed to bring this up more and bring these out at a diagonal more. And so on draft 2, it became a little closer to the shape of the actual photograph. Today, I'm going to be practicing another butterfly right here. And so this one is L. So I'm going to write 1 again because this is my first draft, and I'm going to turn my paper this way because this butterfly is in this direction. So I'm going to write number 1 because this is my first draft today of this butterfly. And I'm going to be writing L. That's the letter on the back of the butterfly. And today we're going to be focusing on pattern. So last week we focused on shape, and we're going to focus on shape again today, but we're adding pattern to it. And so you may only finish 1 drawing today because that's adding a lot of detail, and that might take you some time. But if you have time for 2, that's also fine. So first I will draw the butterfly including pattern. So I'm going to focus on the shape first and then add pattern to it, and then I will meet with my partner. So, and remember, I can trace around with my pencil, not actually drawing on this picture, just kind of above the picture, the main shape like this. So I can get a feel for what that shape is going to feel like when I'm drawing it onto my paper. And then I'll go ahead and do that on my paper here. Okay, and then I can kind of feel how this one goes like that. Now I'm not actually drawing on this paper, I'm just kind of tracing above it. I know it's going to come out to the side, and I know it's symmetrical, so I'll make the other side just the same, going in the opposite direction. I can also take my other hand and trace it along with my pencil. So I'm kind of tracing the line that I see here and moving my pencil with my hand that's tracing the shape of this butterfly. And now today, I'm going to start thinking about adding those patterns in. So I see these are the main circles that I'm seeing for the pattern. And so I'm going to draw what I see here. I see 3 concentric circles on this one. Okay, so this is draft 1. If I come to my partner now, I'm going to be looking for specific and kind advice and feedback from my partner about the shape and also now the pattern. And remember, when you're giving, you're also going to be giving feedback. So you'll take turns. So first, maybe my partner will look at this drawing with me and give me some advice, give me at least two comments, suggestions for my next drawing. And then I'm going to look at their drawing and I'm going to give at least 2 suggestions for their next draft. So if my partner looked at this, I'm going to pause the video for you here, and you can decide what are some comments, kind and specific feedback that you could give me for my next draft to make it more like the photograph. All right, and when you come back from that, you may have noticed some things that are different in my drawing than they are in the photograph, either of the shape or the pattern. I noticed one thing here that you may have noticed is this one coming out here like that, but in the picture it's kind of going down more. So it comes out a little bit, but then it goes down. And so on mine, I just kind of made it go out a diagonal. So my next draft, I'm going to try to make that one go down a little bit here. Okay, and another thing that I noticed is in this pattern that's around the edge of the wings down here in the bottom wings, I made mine a really sharp zigzag. But in the photograph of the butterfly, it's a little softer, it's a little rounder, more like a curvy line even, rather than a zigzag. So I'll fix that for my next draft. And then I think I went a little too far with these stripes. I see only 2 stripes on each side, and I have a bunch of different lines. So I might pay attention to those spots in my draft too. So I'll go ahead and turn my sketchbook page, and I'm gonna write the number 2 right here, and it's still the same butterfly I'm drawing again, L. I'll just double check that on the back, that's L. So second draft of L. Okay, so now I'm gonna draw this again. I can trace over with my pencil to get the feeling of the shape there. I think I drew that too big. I'm noticing it's not coming down to the bottom of the page here. So I'm gonna go erase that. Okay, and this was one of the angles that I'm gonna be working at, this angle down here in the bottom wing. So I'm gonna start right there, and it's gonna come kind of down more. I'm gonna try to match it on the other side, coming down and then over. Okay, and I'm gonna go to the top wing, bring it out. Okay, and another thing that I noticed was the stripes on the top. So I'm gonna make a little area where those stripes are gonna fit, like kind of this line here. And then I could even color that in to make it a black line. And I know that it's gonna be orange later on. I'm not coloring it today, not yet. Like that, just 2 main orange stripes. Okay, 3 concentric circles here, another one on this side, and I'm gonna remember, I'm gonna match on the other side over here. 1, 2, 3, match this one over here, because butterflies are symmetrical, so that kind of helps me out to figure out where things go. And then remember, I did these really zigzag in my draft 1. So in my second draft, I'm gonna kind of make them a little bit more wiggly. Okay, so now draft 2 is looking a lot closer to the photograph of the butterfly here. We can look back at draft 1. Remember, the angle was off over here. I went zigzag instead of a curvy line, and some of these had a little extra lines going up here. So when I moved to draft 2, I fixed a few of those mistakes and I made it even closer to the photograph. All right, have fun.